නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. Dear fortunate Dharma friends, on this great occasion, you are going to listen the Dharma preached by the Buddha. As Buddhists, we know Buddha has preached very valuable and very realistic Dhamma for the every living beings. Not only human, but also every living beings, Buddha has preached his Dhamma for the sake of loving kindness. Today, for the Dhamma sermon, I use a particular discourse with the name Anana Sutta. Actually, it consists Anguttara Nikaya. Firstly, we need to get a clear understanding here that Buddhism is not actually a message from the God. Buddha always preached us to his Dhamma, which can use in our day-to-day life. The Buddhism is not only for the benefits of life after death, but also we can get much more benefits by following Buddhist teaching in our day-to-day life. In this very life, we can adjust our life. So firstly, we should understand it that. So using the details that come up in Anana Sutta, I hope to give some clarification and some guidance for the sake of adjustment of your life. When we deeply investigate on its explanation, Anana Sutta, Buddha has mentioned 4 types of bliss or happiness that can be gained by every ordinary person. What are them actually? Atisuka, Bhoga Sukha, Anana Sukha, and Anavajja Sukha. Let's consider what are the things that have been discussed under 4 types of bliss. Atisuka. Atisuka means the bliss of having. The bliss of having. You know, as ordinary people, you have to engage with earning process. Without sufficient things, sufficient wealth, you cannot survive in this world. You should have something. You should have earning method to live in this life, and as well as to feed your family members, including parents, children, and other members. Then Buddha has mentioned having a bliss of things is mentioned actually as a bliss or as a happiness for the ordinary lay peoples. Buddha has mentioned many valuable factors which suit for the lay peoples. Even if you are a husband, and even if you are wives, or if you are parent, if you are mother or father, or teacher or sister or pupil, whoever you are in the world, you can adjust your life using the variable factors that have been preached by the Buddha. The Anana Sutta also one of very valuable discourse because it shows us to how to adjust our life and as well as how to achieve a bliss as a normal or ordinary lay people. So Atisuka means a bliss of having. As I mentioned earlier, you should have to engage with something which conduces to increase your wealth, or you have to engage with earning process. Then Buddha has mentioned few types of method that can be used as acquisitions of wealth or earning method. So I don't like to further clarification about the ways and means of earning, because we have given time, limited times. We cannot discuss further every aspects or every details. However, according to the time limit, let's discuss what are the valuable things that have been preached by the Buddha in the explanation of Anana Sutta. So Buddha mentioned that our wealth must be gained using only righteous method. Righteous method, that is the things. If you have collect his wealth using spreading his sweat and using his strength, and as well as using righteous method, he can actually be happy. And as well as it is mentioned as the bliss actually. If you have collected something using his righteous method and using his sweat, using his strength, he can be happy. Then he can always be happy by thinking how that I have gained something from the righteous way. There are many ways to earn money in this world. Buddha has also rejected few types of method that should not used as a way of method. What are them actually? Buddha has mentioned few things. Sattha vanijja, which means business in weapons. Sattha vanijja, business in slavery or human beings. Mansa vanijja, business in meat. Majja vanijja, which means actually business in intoxicant or drugs. The last one, the final one is actually should not engage with the process of poison. Visavanijja, we should not use a poison as a way of earning method. How valuable these things are for the modern world actually. You know, creating weapons and engaging with the intoxicant things in the present context, people has faced so many negative perspectives. As every human beings face many disasters in the world, not only human but also every living beings has faced many problems due to these type of things. Buddha has rejected this method using as a way of acquisition wealth or earning method. Why Buddha rejected these things? Because these things produce only the bad result for the world. You can imagine how it works and how it affects for our lives. We can further discuss the negative perspective which come up actually using this type of method, but it's not time today. You can understand what the meaning of Atisuka is actually. Atisuka means bliss of having. Bhoga Sukha. Bhoga Sukha means the bliss of making use of money. Bhoga Sukha means making use of money or wealth. So if you have earned sufficient money or enough money from your strength, and as well as using righteous method. You can use such things for your day-to-day purposes. So we know the bliss of making use of money. Many people don't have such type of bliss or such type of happiness. Buddha lead us to and pointed out that the bliss of making use of money. If we have also earned money by using righteous method, we can also be happy. According to Buddhist perspective, according to Buddhist opinion, it is a kind of bliss. It's a kind of happiness. Here we should consider here its result for the world, including the person. Actually, we already discussed about the prohibited ways of earning method, 5 methods. So if we can avoid using such type of method as a way of earning, we can be happy, because we have never contributed to the world as a bad person. We have never done bad things. We have never committed any illegal things in the world. So even at the time of the death, actually, you can consider. If you have committed bad things in your life, you cannot be happy. That's why Buddha mentioned valuable things in this discourse, as mentioning bliss. So when we focus on the third one, Ananasukha. Ananasukha means the bliss of depthlessness. The bliss of depthlessness. As human beings, when we comparison with the modern context, we have to get something from someone. That's actually very dangerous situation. Buddha mentioned that if someone can stay without gaining something as a debt, is also kind of bliss. So then we should try to earn something using righteous method, and as well as only using righteous method, we should increase our wealth. So then if you can stay without being debt person, it's also kind of bliss actually. That's why Buddha mentioned to this discourse Ananasutta, a bliss of debtlessness. Then the last one is Anavajya Sukha. Anavajya Sukha means, we know, we have seen people are doing much more things using verbal and physical and as well as mental. If we committed only good things using verbal and mental, we can be happy. We can be happy. The Anavajya Sukha means what actually? The bliss of blamelessness. The bliss of blamelessness. If we committed bad things to the world by verbal or by physical, people are criticizing us. People accuse us why we are doing bad things. Then it's not advisable doing bad things in our life. We should try to do only good things for the world. If we can do such things, we can be happy. That's why Buddha has mentioned it as a bliss or happiness. The last one indicates the very valuable and very practical things for the world. What does it indicate actually? Buddha mentions a restraining method. Buddha lead us to control our emotions, control our verbal activities, to control our physical activities. You know, there is a particular saying in Buddhism, Dasa Akusala. Dasa Akusala actually basically related to our behavior. Every action is performed by from verbal, from physical, and eventually mental. There is no other way to perform our activities. According to Buddhist opinion, we should perform our activities, even good or bad, only by verbal and by physical and by mental. In Dasa Akusala, Buddha has mentioned 10 types of things. Akusala, unwholesome doing, unwholesome action. You know what are them actually? Panatipata, killing living beings, adinadana, stealing what has not given, and kame sumichachara, sexual misconduct. These things actually considered the physical action. And also there are many verbal action which is considered as the unwholesome deeds in Buddhism. What are them? Lies and slandering, and as well as harsh speech, useless speech, so on things are performed by using our mouth. It is called as verbal action actually. And there are few things which are done by using our mental or mind. What are them actually? Ill will, and as well as covetousness, and as well as the misleading view or misview actually. These type of things are performed by verbal, by physical, and by mental. Then actually, if we commit bad things to the world, people are criticizing us, people are accusing us, then we should always protect our three ways of producing things, including mouth and physical and mental. So always we should do good things for the world. You may have heard about the every Buddha's message, Sabbha Papassa Karanang. Buddhas actually advise us to not to do any bad things. Sabbha Papassa Karanang. We should try to keep away from bad things, doing bad things. Kusalasya Upasampada. Instead of doing bad things, we can engage with doing good things. Bad things always actually conduce to or subject to the bad result for the world. And as well as good things always produces good things, every people, every living being in the world. Kusalasya Sachitta Pariyodapanang. And again Buddha admonished people to clean someone's mind. It is essential fact to the person and to the world. Etam Buddhana Sasanang, that is the message of every living being, every Buddhas in the world. We can follow this message and we can adjust our life using such type of valuable things preached by the Buddha. Then as ordinary people we can adjust our life. So we discuss about few things Buddha has mentioned as the bliss or happiness, in Anana Sutta. What are them actually? Atisuka, Bhoga Anana Sukha and Anavajya Sukha. So then what should you try to do then? Then you should try to achieve these bliss to your life. You can achieve actually these things. You should try to follow these instructions. You should try to achieve these things by following. It is not difficult task. By engaging this type of method, you can also gain a happiness, a bliss. We know most of people are suffering and suffering from bad things. They cannot control their emotions. They cannot control their activities. Even they cannot enhance their good volition, good thoughts. Then the Buddha mentioned the value of having such type of things. If you follow, if we follow such type of valuable method, even we can get happiness. We can achieve happiness. Then as ordinary people, we should try to keep away bad things from our life. Instead of bad things, we should try to close good things our life. Then as Buddhist monk, I suggest you to further investigate and further participate and listen the valuable things that have been preached by the Buddha. You will be able to gain much more things, and you will be able to adjust your life by taking the valuable things from the discourses preached by the Buddha. In this manner, you can adjust, you can manage your life, you can manage your own happiness by following these things. Then may the Triple Gem bless you.